All right, Complex Conversations with Sonia. I'm here today with my significant other, my husband, Mr. Matthews Babineau Sr.
What's
Say
up,
hi.
people? What's up?
He was surprised because I wanted to have a conversation. We're killing some time today, and I want to talk about the prayer of specificity because before Matt and I started dating, and before we met the second time, because we met before, um, I had some online dating experiences, some people that I met, and it just didn't work out. And he had the same. So I decided to go to church, and this particular Sunday, I prayed that, I would just take my hands off of the dating situation. And, you always hear you need to be specific in your prayer. And I felt like if I asked God for just a few things off this list of what I needed, He'd fill in the blanks. Did you have a prayer like that?
Oh, yes.
Were,
Lots of prayers.
were you specific in your prayer?
Yes.
What did you ask specifically for from God?
As God has sent me a nice, beautiful woman who don't smoke, don't drink, don't like the clubs, to
Okay.
be strong, that'll push me. She got my back, and I got her back.
And did you get all that you asked for?
Yes, I did. But I got a little bit more.
You did.
A strong, crazy woman.
Who doesn't like crazy? Anyway, so I was very specific in my prayer as well. I asked for a man that sought after God's heart, um, somebody who would be a strong example for my sons, who were teenagers at the time, someone who would always put God first, who would lead my household because as a single mom, you find yourself as the mom and the dad, and that's not, I don't think, the role that God intended for us. So those are the only things that I ask for. But I talk to people about the prayer of specificity because you often find that there's some things that you did not put out there. And the word says that you have not because.
You know, that's not.
So if you don't ask him for something specific, God's going to give you the desire of his heart, not necessarily yours,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Right.
Okay. And so does he ever get it wrong?
Nope.
So you say he gave you somebody a little too strong, but maybe that's what God intended for you to have, right?
Right.
You asked for somebody to push you. Do I push a little too hard?
A whole lot hard.
Okay. But do I push you in the wrong direction?
Nope. Right direction.
Okay. So it's not too bad, right?
Right.
And it's not to say that there's some things that you don't have to work for, right?
Right.
Okay. Is marriage perfect?
Nope. It'll work at it.
Is it easy all the time?
Nope.
Is it hard?
Yep.
Do you want to give up?
Nope.
Never?
Nope. Never give up.
Okay.
Stay strong, patient, fight for it.
Okay. Well, see, he put us together because I'm quick to quit. How many times have I given up on you?
A dozen times.
He says a dozen, I say half a dozen. But,
But I
potato,
came back.
potato. He did. He did. He would threaten to leave. And he would actually leave, but he'd always come back the next morning as though he never left.
That's the key.
Got to keep coming back?
That's right.
Okay.
No stalking.
He was a stalker,
But
but
I wasn't.
okay.
I said I was fishing, throwing out the bait.
So I was a fish,
But I caught you.
and he threw me back, and he caught me again, and he threw me back. But I guess that's what it is. It's a game of bait and fish, you would say.
Oh, bait love.
Bait and love. Okay. So if you were to talk to a young man dating today about praying for his spouse, what would you tell him about his prayer?
I would tell him to make sure you talk to God
Hmm.
and let him know what you're looking for, and ask God to according to Him to give you what He wants you to have, and not what you want to have.
Okay. Because if you want it to work, right?
Yeah, because sometimes when you ask God for something, He'll give it to you, and it may not be the right thing.
Okay. And why do you think he does that?
He does that because you ask not.
Okay. Or you asked and you didn't know what you were
Yeah.
asking for.
Yeah.
My mom would always tell me, be careful what you ask
Oh,
for
yes.
because you just might get it.
Yep.
So if you're asking for a strong woman, be prepared for a strong woman. You have to be a strong man for a strong woman, right?
Right.
And if you're not a strong man for a strong woman,
Hey, you out.
well, you out or you step up or step out, right?
That's right.
That's what I say. All right, so I just wanted to take a brief moment to talk to my husband about the prayer specificity. I kind of took him off guard, but that's okay because I always talk about being specific. And sometimes I tell you I've been bamboozled because I know I asked for some things. And I was very clear, I think, when we dated. I told you what I needed, right?
Right.
So that's another thing. You need to be very clear about what it is that you need in a relationship. What's a deal breaker? Were you clear?
Right. Yes, I was.
Okay. Was there anything that I said that I needed that you said you could provide and you weren't necessarily telling the truth?
Nope.
Okay. I don't think you're being honest right now.
I'm being honest, woman.
Okay. I'll give him his moment. He feels like he was being honest. I personally feel like there were some things he said that he could do or deal with. That was not necessarily the truth, but he stayed, right?
I cannot deal with the craziness, but I stayed.
Crazy attracts crazy. I'm just saying. Just want to put that out there. So, for those of you watching, leave your comments below. Let us know what you think about the prayer specificity. First of all, do you pray? Did you pray for your mate? And did you get what you asked for or what God wanted you to have? Let us know.